Hey guys, as I'm sure you are aware, there is a new Vegeta leader that is a promo and will be obtainable during the Realm of Gods pre-release, and I am excited for it. This Vegeta is essentially a different take on the blue Gogeta leader, with less emphasis on ramping energy and a great permanent that lets you use the red Gogeta stuff that was previously locked into red leaders. Aside from the Trunks unison that will be coming with the leader, there are a few more cards coming out that support Gogeta BR. In this set we have this Goku, this Vegeta, and this Gogeta. And in tournament promo packs, we have these multicolor Goku and Vegetas. The Gogeta is the main card I want to talk about at the moment. Its auto works for both the new Vegeta leader and the old Gogeta. Coincidentally, about a month or so ago, I had the urge to rebuild Gogeta Ramp. It had been a long time since I played it, and it was always a deck that appealed to me. There was some support in the last anniversary box, but I didn't end up using it in my latest build as it got in the way of the strategy that I did go with, which was the use of the Zeno unison. So guys, today's video is a deck diary on building the Gogeta leader with the new support. I'll do videos on the Vegeta leader later, but if you are new here, and there are a couple of you that I've pointed directly to my channel because you were looking for new Gogeta Ramp deck profiles, the deck diary is a series that I do, and I do it to help others think about their deck building process by watching mine, seeing what I'm thinking about, and trying for all different types of decks. I was going to end this video with the new profile that I'm building towards, but it's been a while since my last video. I have been a bit busy and I still have a few more ideas that I want to try for this deck. So for now, we'll just put this video out. I'll talk about what I've tried so far, and the follow-up video to this will be my completed new Gogeta Ramp deck profile. Okay, so yeah, the Zeno Unison works great with Gogeta, as the card that Zeno puts into energy has to go to the drop at the end of the turn. And Gogeta has this great ability that you drop an energy to draw two. So you can make the most of that energy by using Gogeta's ability after you've used it to pay for something. Aside from that cute bit of tech, in my old build I built Gogeta around Frenzied Burst as the win con. It is funny when you ramp to 15 energy and win, but as a strategy it has a massive downside. The games take forever, there are a lot of boring turns, and everyone hates you for going to time in game 1 out of 3 every round. This was my list if you are interested, but for this new list I'm going to drop Frenzied Burst as a strategy. So ramping isn't going to be as much of a focus going forward, but the deck still will ramp. Unawakened, the leader searches for either red Goku and Vegetas or blue Vekus. So you probably want to have blue Vekus, if only for consistency. And there's no point in leaving out a strength like being able to ramp out of the deck. But in the new Gogeta card, we have the same energy cost for a better result, a 20k blocker. You don't need the blocker to die for the ramp, and you get to ramp a multicolor from your drop instead of the top card of your deck. It does suck when you accidentally ramp your secret rare, so this is much safer. It's great if the multicolor card you have in your drop is either the Vegeta or the Goku promo, and your opponent is tapped out, so it comes in active mode. But it is worth noting that this will work much better in Vegeta, as his activate battle makes it easier to make sure that a multicolor card is in the drop ready to go. But that's okay, we do have Veku still. So those multicolor promos are great, though they are tournament promos, so don't get too attached to the idea of using them straight away unless you have money to burn. They won't be that easy to get. The mono red Goku and Vegeta cards from the set are kind of okay if you are going to have multicolor energy in active mode by turn 2. So most likely you will go through energy exhaust turn 1, or you do have playsets of the promos. Or maybe you're like me and you just bought a playset of the Champa and Vados card just before these promos were revealed because you were building some other red-blue deck. More on that on another day. Alright, before we get too excited about what new cards to put in, I have to work out what I can take out and see how much room there will be. As I said, the goal is no longer to win by getting to 15 energy, so I'm taking out Frenzied Burst and Comeback King. All out Assault, I'll take out with the note that I might put 1 or 2 back if testing shows it's necessary. This deck risks being milled out with all the drawing and ramping it does, even with a 60 card list, so All Out Assault fixes that by putting all Goku and Vegetas in the drop back into the deck. This was a stall deck, but not anymore, so I can get rid of the bulk of the negates and leave 4 to 6. When I play blue, I'll usually go with a playset of Dimension Magic, and then if I feel the need for extra defense, I like negates that are also battle cards. They can be comboed if you need to, or you get a bonus of an extra attacker when you use them. For now, I'll try with keeping the 2 Vegeta ready to rumble, seeing as we'll have the energy in the late game. Goku and Vegeta are at 10 each with varying uses. For now, I'll keep them as is until testing shows me if I need more or less or different versions of them. Alright, so after dropping all of that, I have room for 15 new cards, assuming I keep the deck list at 60. Here are a few ideas I could go with, nothing too inventive. Half of this was already on my desk because I was playing around with them in other decks like Kale. Got some of the obvious ramp good stuff, and got some red-blue cards that won't be as hard to play seeing as the deck ramps. And then I thought about what Gogetas I could play, and this is where the Vegeta leader does have the advantage, but if I keep All Out Assault in, I can evolve Fusion Onslaught on top of it. Now I tried that a little bit and found it a little bit clunky as far as how it fits in with the rest of the build. I think I might leave Fusion Onslaught for the Vegeta deck. I also tried here the new Critical Vegeta, put it at 4 because I figure it's only really worth playing early on, so you want a better chance of seeing it in your opening hand. Didn't bother with the Goku, there are enough blockers, but I do like a critical attacker. I think for him to be worth playing, you need multicolor energy, and I'm not charging much of that here. He might be better in Vegeta, and definitely would be better if you had the promos, and so you don't have to worry about energy exhaust. Next I tried a few red-blue things. I like this Triple Strike Goku. He was always second choice to the Invoker Goku, so I haven't played him as much as I would like to have. He gets extra swings if you have multicolor extra cards, so I made sure to have a healthy amount. Could go further and change all the Dimension Magics out into Instinctive Reprisals. Either way, so far this deck doesn't quite feel right. It's still rather defensive, which is what I was trying to move it away from. I have a few more ideas I want to try, and I will be back with the full profile when it feels good and strong. So make sure to subscribe to see when it's up, and also keep an eye out for another video I'm working on. I'll give you a hint. I'm desperately trying to finish it before too much more info is released on the new Dragon Ball Super movie. But it is a bit of a high effort video, so I'll see if I can do that. Alright guys, I'll see you then.